So here we are inside of an ANVILL course, and we're going to take a closer look at Voiceboards. It's one of the more popular speech tools in ANVILL, and it's essentially a discussion forum that uses audio and video as well as text as the basis for the forum. You can see that this teacher has queued up 6 topics. Some teachers have a topic a day, some teachers have a topic a week, but all teachers seem to want to use the voice board as primarily an out-of-class reflective/practice tool. I think that'll make sense to you if you look at the various topics that this particular teacher is covering. Pretty serious topics, from self-perceptions, other perceptions of second language users, to communication across cultures, to is globalization anonymous with Americanization. Let's pick the communication one. So as you can see, much like any discussion list, you have a list of people here on the left who have already made contributions. The little picture icon tells me that they've made a video contribution, and by clicking on it I can hear what they have to say. Here's the teacher giving the instructions.
For this activity, I want you to focus on issues of cross-cultural communication. I want you to think about any difficulties or problems you may have had with communicating across cultures with people of different cultures, particularly here in Lewis and Clark.
So as you can see, the teacher can clarify the task and state the task entirely orally, as this teacher does. Very little text is given in the, it just says directions for activity on cross-cultural communication. And that in and of itself sort of reinforces, kind of responding or listening to a topic and understanding a topic and then responding appropriately. I'm just going to randomly pick some of the students in its class and listen in on how they've responded. So by clicking on a different speaker, it loads their file and plays back.
I am going to talk about the cross-cultural experience that I had. Well, I am registered in one of the classes that's all native speakers.
And so as you can see, the students, some teachers require that the students sort of speak extemporaneously, that is without reading. Other teachers, depending on the task, and this is clearly a more advanced class, the students are being asked to, respond, I think, pretty naturally, although it does look like he has some notes, which is, of course, not a bad thing. Let's listen to another one.
Since I came to the US, I've noticed that what I learned in Japan in terms of vocabulary and what actually American students use in the US is totally different.
So the topics are listed in reverse chronological order, so the most recent one is the top and the oldest is at the bottom. And some teachers build into their task something that you would do often in a writing class, as once person, say 3, has spoken her assignment.
People from different countries have different language use habits. To answer the same question, there are
some teachers might often require
in
Lewis
Clark College, I do have some difficulties in the communication with native.
Begin by summarizing what the person before said. That sort of reinforces the listening aspect. What did you get out of the previous posts? And also some teachers even enforce a protocol where once they've summarized what the previous person says, you're not allowed to repeat it. You can certainly say that similar circumstances have happened to you, but the idea is to be additive and encourage students to not only to process what's come before, but to try to make their own unique contribution. Just to give you a sense of how the voice board works, if a student wants to add his or her comments, they click on Add a Message. They already logged in give it a title, communication. They write some summaries, or they can write a little or they can write a lot. They can copy and paste from their word processor. So I'm just going to be very brief here. Cross-cultural communication has numerous challenges. That's what I'm going to talk about. I can choose whether to make a no text or no recording, no voice recording, so just text. If I want to do an audio one, that brings up this little recorder you see over here on the right. And lastly, if I want to bring up the audio and video, it lets me do both, and there you can see how. And so to begin recording, I just click on record and start talking about the topic that I want to discuss. When I've said everything that I want to say, I can click on stop. I can play it back so I can get a sense of what I said. Because I'm recording the screen, it's not playing back, but trust me, it does. If at this point I want to re-record or try again, which is very popular amongst beginning students, I can do that. If I want to continue on, suppose I'm practicing a short talk and I don't want to repeat myself, that's what that button is for. And lastly, if I'm ready to add my contribution to the voice board, I just click on Add It, and there it is again. So once again, I can click on and hear myself speak. Hear myself speak. Not capturing me right now, I guess, because of the screen recording that I have running, but trust me, it does work. And that's pretty much all there is to Voiceboards. Teachers, some teachers like to create a topic for each student, and so if they're using it over the course of a term, it becomes like a portfolio. So a teacher can have, in this pull-down menu, one for every student in the class. On record and start talking about the topic that I want to discuss. Well, that's good. We now know it works. Other teachers will take advantage of the video for dialogue practice, so students get to work a little bit on some of the paralinguistic aspects of the communication. Truly, there's anything that you do in a kind of a out-of-class practice situation with speech, Voiceboards can handle. So that's a brief look at what it does.